Book Summary: The Wild Side, a gripping novel of suspense by Fern Michaels. Fern Michaels, a prolific author known for her compelling characters and gripping plots, delivers another pulse-pounding novel with The Wild Side. A stand-alone suspense novel packed with emotional tension, family drama, and unexpected twists, The Wild Side explores themes of second chances, hidden pasts, and the strength that comes from facing long-buried truths. Michaels has crafted a story that resonates with longtime fans and new readers alike, offering a character-driven narrative that gradually builds in suspense before erupting into a thrilling finale. Introduction to the protagonist, Sloan Reynolds. At the heart of The Wild Side is Sloan Reynolds, a dedicated nurse with a quiet life and a painful past. Living in a small Florida town, Sloan is content in her modest world, having distanced herself from the wealth and secrets of her estranged father, a powerful Palm Beach banker. Sloan's world is defined by hard work and emotional walls, built from the trauma of being abandoned by her father and raised solely by her mother. When her sister Paris, whom she barely knows, reaches out with a plea to visit the opulent world she left behind, Sloan is forced to confront a past she has long avoided. The invitation is suspiciously timed, as it coincides with an FBI investigation into her father's dealings. The plot quickly thickens as Sloan becomes entangled in a web of deception that challenges everything she thought she knew: family secrets and social intrigue. As Sloan steps into the glittering high society of Palm Beach, the story delves deep into the contrasting lives between her modest roots and the well-soaked world of the elite. Michaels is adept at showcasing this stark dichotomy, painting the elite with a mixture of glamour and toxicity. The family she returns to is not the one she dreamed of reconnecting with. Her father is cold and dismissive, Paris is glamorous but hiding secrets of her own, and the rest of the social circle is thick with hidden agendas. The familial tension fuels much of the emotional suspense in the novel. Sloan's reunion with her sister is filled with hesitation and vulnerability. Paris, though seemingly friendly, clearly wants something from Sloan, which becomes more apparent as the story unfolds. Meanwhile, Sloan's father, Carter Reynolds, is an enigmatic and powerful figure, whose involvement in questionable financial activities hints at the danger lurking beneath the surface of their lives. Romantic tension and emotional depth. While The Wild Side is undoubtedly a suspense novel, it also contains romantic elements that heighten the emotional stakes. Sloan finds herself drawn to FBI agent Noah Maitland, who is deep undercover and initially approaches her with an ulterior motive. As they work together to unravel the mystery surrounding her family, their relationship evolves from strategic partnership to genuine connection. The romance is slow burning, marked by distrust, mutual respect, and emotional growth. Michaels ensures that Sloan remains a strong, autonomous character. Her romance with Noah doesn't define her, instead, it enhances her arc of self-discovery and empowerment. Their developing bond adds a layer of humanity and vulnerability to a story filled with suspicion and subterfuge, undercover operation and rising tension. Noah's presence in Palm Beach is more than a coincidence. He's investigating a complex web of financial crimes involving Sloan's father, and Sloan's sudden return provides the FBI with an unexpected advantage. As Sloan becomes more involved with her family, she begins to uncover information that could be critical to Noah's case. This investigative thread becomes increasingly tense as Sloan is forced to choose between loyalty and justice. She must navigate treacherous emotional terrain, discerning who she can trust in a world where everyone has something to hide. Michaels uses this conflict to keep readers on edge, maintaining a steady drip of revelations that push the plot forward. Themes of identity and self-worth. One of the novel's greatest strengths lies in its exploration of identity. Sloan's journey is as much internal as it is external. She begins the novel as a woman resigned to the shadows of her past, unwilling to confront the pain of abandonment. But as the story progresses, she emerges as a fierce, self-assured individual capable of facing betrayal and standing up for the truth. Michaels does a masterful job of portraying Sloan's transformation. Her growth is realistic and hard-won. Rather than a fairy tale reunion or redemption arc, Sloane's story emphasizes resilience, emotional intelligence, and self-worth. She doesn't seek validation from her wealthy family or from Noah. Instead, she reclaims her narrative and finds strength in her own voice. Supporting characters and subplots, the supporting cast is equally compelling. Paris, while initially a figure of mystery and suspicion, becomes more sympathetic as her own struggles are revealed. Her glamorous exterior hides a life of manipulation and emotional scars, particularly from their domineering father. Though the sisters begin with a fractured bond, there's a tentative thawing that adds emotional complexity to the story. Carter Reynolds is portrayed as a cold, controlling patriarch whose legacy is built on lies. His character functions both as a symbol of power and corruption and as a real antagonist with personal connections to the protagonist. Michaels paints him with enough ambiguity to keep readers guessing about the depths of his criminal involvement. Other figures in the Palm Beach social circle serve as both red herrings and foils, illustrating the lengths people will go to protect their status and secrets. Michaels adds depth to even the minor characters, giving each a distinct personality and motive that adds richness to the plot. Pacing and structure, a gradual burn, The Wild Side isn't a breakneck thriller from page 1. Rather, it builds its tension slowly, like a pot set to boil. The early chapters focus on Sloane's reluctant decision to return to her roots and her re-immersion into Palm Beach society. Michaels uses this time to establish the emotional stakes and the personal dynamics that will later explode into suspense. Once the FBI plot intensifies and secrets begin to unravel, the pacing accelerates, leading to a climax that is both satisfying and surprising. The structure of the novel supports this deliberate pacing. Michaels allows the reader to inhabit Sloane's world fully, giving emotional weight to each twist and betrayal. Writing style, accessible and evocative, Fern Michaels writes with a clarity and warmth that makes her novels incredibly readable. Her prose is straightforward but emotionally evocative. She avoids overcomplicated language, instead focusing on the emotional resonance of each scene. This approach is especially effective in a suspense novel, where emotional tension is just as important as the mystery itself. Her dialogue is crisp and believable, helping to flesh out relationships and underscore the stakes. Whether it's the brittle exchanges between Sloane and her father or the tender moments with Noah, Michaels uses dialogue to deepen character and drive the narrative, the climax and resolution, as the threads of deception tighten. The story builds to a dramatic climax. The revelations come fast and hard, forcing Sloane to act decisively. Michaels doesn't shy away from tough choices, and the resolution feels earned rather than convenient. Sloane must face both personal and public consequences as the truth comes out. While justice is served in a satisfying way, the conclusion also leaves room for emotional reflection. Sloane's journey ends not with a perfect resolution, but with a newfound strength and a clear path forward. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most gripping stories are not just about solving a mystery, but about discovering who you really are. Conclusion: a suspenseful and emotionally resonant read, The Wild Side is more than just a suspense novel. It's a deeply emotional exploration of family, betrayal, resilience, and redemption. Fern Michaels expertly blends domestic drama with thriller elements, crafting a novel that keeps readers hooked while delivering a meaningful character arc. With Sloan Reynolds, Michaels gives us a protagonist worth rooting for, a woman shaped by pain but not defined by it. The suspense is taut, the characters multidimensional, and the themes resonate long after the final page. For fans of emotional suspense with strong female leads, The Wild Side is a must-read.